Charles Pittman.
Thanks very much, Gerard. You read that exactly the way I gave it to you. First of all, let me say congratulations to all of you who are previous athletes of the week winners. That is a tremendous honor that puts you in an elite class among your peers. Tremendous because for at least for 1 week, you were better than anyone else in your league, your community, neighborhood, etc. With that award comes additional responsibilities if you're willing to accept it. I'm just an old newspaper executive, but I believe we need leaders in the world. We need more people who think about what is right and stand up for what they believe, who have the courage of their convictions. In my talk with you tonight, I'm going to share with you what I think you need to do to become those leaders. I hope to use a few quotes that I've collected over the years. I will not give attribution, but you can rest assured they're not my quotes, to help illustrate what I mean. I hope you're willing to accept them and to learn from them. And here's the first quote. I want you to know that a bird sitting on a tree branch has no fear of the tree branch breaking because he has confidence in his own wings. Now, what do I mean by that? To be good at anything, you have to be confident in your abilities. You have to know what you want and then have the ability and knowledge to outwork everyone else to get there. There is no coincidence that athletes who are the best at what they do are the ones who are willing to work the hardest and practice the most to hone their skills and to have confidence, like birds, in their own wings. Now, I assume you want to accept the challenge to be a great leader. And if so, I will share with you, without being preachy, through my quote collection, what I think you need to do to earn the title of a great leader. First, you have to know the difference between right and wrong. Don't be afraid to speak up when you know something is wrong. Have the courage to tell people what you believe in. And find out what you believe in early on in life. Don't wait until it's later on in your life to find out truly what you believe in. Start to form what you believe in now. To be a great leader, you have to love being around people, learn about each individual who is on your team, who is in the same club or organization. Learn about these people. Be mentally tough, to be an educated risk taker, and be mentally tough to bounce back if it doesn't work. A little advice. Where you grew up has absolutely nothing to do with where you're going to be when you grow up. Let me repeat that. Where you grew up has absolutely nothing to do with where you're going to be when you grow up. You cannot use this as an excuse for not succeeding. And succeeding has multiple definitions. The key is transitioning from sports and athletics to the real world of business. You see, business is a competition, hence the term competitor. The question then becomes, how do you better prepare yourself for business through competition? In competition, there are winners and there are losers. always try to be a winner. And here's another quote from Herm Edwards. He's a former NFL coach. He's a current ESPN commentator and a graduate from the University of California. One day after an awful, terrible win when he was coaching the New York Jets, his team was totally unprepared and ill-prepared to play. He went into this tantrum in the interview and said, "You play to win the game. You play to win the game. And how you prepare to win prepares you for life. Greater lessons are learned in defeat, more so than in victory." Most people can't handle success as well as they handle adversity. Just think about some of the celebrities, sport athletes. Once they get to the level of success, they don't think the laws of the land apply to them. They abuse themselves, they abuse drugs, and they can't handle their money. They really didn't know how to handle success. So take that as a lesson also. Here's another quote that I sort of live by. "You will always be remembered for your last work stat. No matter what you achieve in life, no matter how many records you break, how good you once was, you will always be remembered for your last work stat." Case in point, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, O.J. Simpson, Bill Clinton, Richard Nixon, and now, unfortunately, Joe Paterno. What you get by achieving your goal is not nearly as important as what you become by achieving your goal. What you get by achieving your goal is not nearly as important as what you become by achieving the goal. Who did you step on to get there? Who did you disrespect? The win at all costs attitude, that's not nearly as important. We must learn to play well with others, because when you do, then you're most likely to succeed. And that's a lesson we learned in kindergarten. Learning to play well with others. Always compete against the best. It will only make you better and give you a better measuring stick as what you need to do to become even better. It doesn't improve your game if you're playing against and competing against inferior talent. Learn to compete against the very best. I remember when I was competing, I always found the best guy on the field. If we want to run the 40, I want to run the 40 against him. If we're going to have passing drills, catching drills, running drills, I wanted to compete against the very best. It gave you a better test of your skills for how good you really were. I have a little story I remember from my son when he was running track. He went down for the regionals to compete in states, and he thought his team was pretty good. And when he got there, his team was not as good as he thought they were. And I said, "Tony, when they put all in front of your name, the word all in front of your name, you best believe these people are pretty good. So you have to always learn to compete against the very best." This athlete of the week thing can be the one thing that moves you forward toward your goal. So don't forget that and don't underestimate that. Here's another little piece of advice for you. I don't know who you pray to, but when you do, don't ask him or her to move your stumbling blocks, but ask him to give you the strength and the guidance to lead you all around them. Don't ask to remove them, but help you guide yourself and lead yourself around them. Don't pray to your God to move mountains that are in front of you, and Instead, pray for God to give you the strength to climb the mountain. And we're often rewarded with a breathtaking view that can't be experienced at the foot of the mountain. I'm not saying we always like the view, but when we do, it's absolutely amazing. Another piece of advice, and I've seen it before, advice. Never wish that things were easier. Only wish that you were better. Never wish that things were easier. Only wish that you were better. In other words, we don't want shortcuts. We don't want inferior competition. When it gets tough, you need to get tougher and learn to compete against the very best. Now, Gerard mentioned the book that Tony and I happened to write about Paterno. And when I would go to book signings, I had 6 signings that I always used in the book. And I like to share those with you. The first one is, do the little things right, and the big things will take care of themselves. Do the little things right, and the big things will take care of themselves. That's a joke paternalism. Don't worry about making 60-yard runs or 70-yard runs. Make 3-yard runs and 5-yard runs. It reminds me of a scenario of 20-mile marches. Figure out what your 20-mile march is. Take small chunks every day, and you'll get to the end being more successful. So do the little things right and let the big things take care of themselves. Here's another one. Success with honor. I would always sign the book. Success with honor. So not only do you win, but how you win is important. Play by the rules. Don't take shortcuts. Play with character and dignity and respect for your opponent. And seek success, but seek success with honor. Here's one that gets most of the people. Football is not about knocking people down, but about lifting people up. Think about that. Football is not about knocking people down, but lifting people up. I know most of us go to games and watch games, and we'll be looking for the big hit. The big hit. But they fail to see the teammates out there lifting and supporting their own teammates, encouraging them to play better, encouraging them to fight on through adversity. And the teams that do the best job of lifting up their teammates are the ones who are most likely to succeed. So football is not about knocking people down, but about lifting people up. The best exercise one can do is to bend over to lift someone up. I mean, we need to look back, give thanks to the people who helped us succeed, and do whatever you can to help those that are less fortunate than you. Extend a helping hand, and you'll find out how better you live your life. So bend over and lift other people up. Quote number 5 in my signings: the road to success is always under construction. Always under construction. Every day you either get better or you get worse. You can't stay the same. There will be many bumps in the road, many detours, many dead ends, many times when you actually think you can't make it. But that's when you have to dig in there. Don't wish that it was easier, just wish that you were better. Because the road to success is always under construction. Remember that. And here's my last quote, and I know you're probably tired of hearing it. Excellence demands sacrifice. excellence demands sacrifice. So you're going to be very good at what you do. When your buddies are out having fun, and you're working hard to get better every day, to hone the skills that's going to make you better. And the way you're going to get better is to make many sacrifices along the way. So if you're fortunate enough to get one of my books, you're going to have one of those 6 signs. Excellence demands sacrifice. If you can do those things, and if you accept the challenge of wanting to be a leader, this is what you have to do. And congratulate you all again. Athlete of the Week, all the people who are recipients of that award deserve it, and I hope you go on to win a lot more. Thanks a lot for having me.